in this lesson, I want to provide one more detail about how we can use prop types within a React component. So the syntax we have on lines 24 through 26 is totally valid, but it's actually not quite complete. What this syntax is saying is that the name prop is optional, but if we receive a name prop, then it should be of type string. So this is declaring the data type of the prop should the component receive it. But we can go one step beyond that and ask prop types to validate not only that the prop will be a string, but that we do in fact receive a value from our parent. And the syntax looks like this. After this declaration, which is actually going to be an object, it is a string as a type, right? It is a property here on the prop types library, but this is actually an object internally within the prop types library, and it is going to have properties on it, which we can reference right here. And what we're looking for here is a property called isRequired. So rather than simply writing prop types.string, which means it's going to be a string, but it's optional, we are validating instead two things here. Number one, that the name prop will be a string, and number two, that the name prop must be provided by the parent. So because we are much more stricter and much more validating that this is now mandatory, it's typically not considered a good idea to provide a name default value because there shouldn't be a default value. There shouldn't be a fallback value. We are now being a lot more strict in saying this tackle card, the name prop is critical to how it's going to function. So whenever parent component is rendering a tackle card component, must give me a name prop and it must be a string. So right here, I'm going to delete this code since that was a fallback value. And now if I open up my console, let me refresh this. You can see we're not going to have some taco appear anymore. We're in fact not going to have any value for the name prop at all, because as a reminder, these two taco cards are not giving me any actual string value here or any name prop for that matter, right? So right here, there's going to be nothing rendered. So name in this scenario is actually going to be undefined, which visually doesn't render as anything. But more importantly, in the console, we can see the prop types warning. Warning, failed prop type. The prop name is marked as required in toggle card, but its value is undefined. So that just goes to show the prop types can check not just for data types, but for presence in the first place, that a prop must be passed in, otherwise the component is not going to be able to operate. And in this case, I think a fallback value of some taco doesn't really make sense, right? If this is indeed an e-commerce business and we're selling the customer tacos, and it is critical for the taco card component to display some taco name, and that data is not flowing in for some reason, then that is some problem with our logic and we need to fix it. So obviously the way we fix it is we go back into our app component, we realize that these two taco card vendors are missing the name prop, and we can add it back once again and fix the problem. So as a reminder, this name prop we set to Doritos Taco Supreme. And the next taco card, we set the name prop to be Soft Taco Supreme. And now on the right-hand side, we should see the names populate back in. I'm going to clear our warnings in our console, refresh, and now you can see the warning goes away. Okay, so that is an introduction to the isRequired property. You can add it on to any prop types data type. And right now we've only explored string, but as you might guess, there's a wide variety of them. So there's going to be prop types.boolean, prop types.number, prop types.array, prop types.func, all kinds of different data types in JavaScript. But regardless of which one you reference, at the end of that reference, you can always add on that additional dot is required to validate not only the data type of that prop, but also that it is actually present when that component is rendered in the browser. Once again, this logic, this checking, does not run in your code. It does not run in VS Code. It only runs at runtime when the app is actually running within your browser with the React dev server. All right, that's all there is to cover in this lesson. So I will see you in the next one.